And we welcome you to the Smoothie King Center here in New Orleans, Louisiana. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions. As you're watching NBA2K on V-Dub Productions, we present the 2025-2026 season playthrough here, where we have a Southwest Division battle between the Memphis Grizzlies and the New Orleans Pelicans. The calendar date is November 26, 2025. That will be my birthday in this universe. As we look at the starting lineups here, we have Ja Morant at the point, KCP at the shooting guard, the forwards, Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson Jr., and at center, Brandon Clark. And the guards for the Pelicans, Dejounte Murray, Jordan Poole, followed by forwards Trey Murphy III, Zion Williamson, and Yves Missi will be at center for the Pelicans. As you see, the Grizzlies will win the tip, I should say. Ja Morant with it. I see Brandon Clark is going to easily put them up 2-0 early on in this game. Look at the assist percentage for the Grizzlies, 39%. Jordan Poole with it. Grizzlies are 9-9 on the season, as they have not lost since I featured them actually in a season playthrough game. This is their second time. As you see, this game is tied at 2. KCP with it. Back over to Aldama. The Jaren Jackson Jr. here, 9 to shoot. As you see, there's a 3 by Ja Morant. That's good, and the Grizzlies are back on top. You see Sandy Aldama in their last game against the Nuggets, 20 points in the victory. As I said, the Grizzlies have been featured once. This is the first time that we've seen the Pelicans, and this is the second. And you see Jordan Poole with a three-pointer there. This game is tied at 5. This is the first time, as you see, there is another bucket. And the Grizzlies are back on top, 7-5. Minute and a half into this game. Back and forth scoring so far between both teams. Poole coming around, back over to Missi. Missi, that is off the rim, no good. KCP with the rebound. Like I said, this is the Pelicans' first opportunity that we're being shown here on this season playthrough. They are 8-10 on the season. You see KCP for 3. That is no good. Missi will grab the rebound. Williamson had it for a second, but Dejounte Murray has it now. Back over to Jordan Poole. Pass it back to Zion Williamson. Over. There's a three-point attempt. That is no good. KCP with it. So we have 15 on the shot clock. Over to Jackson Jr. and Jaren Jackson Jr. with the layup, and it's good. It's a 4-point lead for the Grizzlies early on as we're approaching 2.5 minutes into the game. This is the second to last game of schedule block number 1, and the first 2 schedule blocks will be randomized games. Murray for 3. That is off. No good, as Jaren Jackson Jr. actually will come down with the rebound. Aldama, that's a big pass to Ja Morant. Back over to Jaren Jackson Jr. to Santi Aldama. Back over to Morant. 12 on the shot clock. Morant thought about it for a second, but he passes over to Aldama, and Aldama will get the rebound, and it's a 6-point lead for the Grizzlies. Ja Morant does get the assist. As we have our first timeout. And we're going to keep it here on this timeout to let you guys know that I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions. For those who don't know, I do sports video games on this channel. Right now, we are doing NBA 2K 2025-2026 season playthrough, where I try to get a video out every day. I play one game for every 2 to 3 calendar days. What I do is I play the game, then I go through the stats, then I go through a post-game ticker where I go through the games played on those calendar days that I mentioned, those 2 to 3 calendar days. Then I go through the injury report and then any news and notes that are worthy if I can find any. I also do college football 26 content, as we are actually getting closer to the end of the regular season. We already had the first college football playoff rankings that came out earlier this past week. At the time this game comes out, we should be having the new ones coming out soon, depending on how, because I get these games out a couple days in advance. This is on a Sunday, November 9th, when this video initially came out, so depending on how the games go on November 8th, It should be interesting to see how the rankings come out in a couple of days. And then every Wednesday, I'll be doing a 28. I'm planning on doing a 2018 playoff of my own. And every Wednesday at noon Eastern, the new projection video will come out. And of course, December 7th on Sunday, to be determined, by the way, will be the actual bracket as we are back from the timeout. As you see, Messi with the layup, and that's good. That ends a 6-0 run. Look at the Grizzlies. They're shooting 5 of 6. The Pelicans only 3 of 6. Right now here, as we're approaching 3.5 into the game. Jaren Jackson Jr. for 3. That is off the rim. Poole will grab the rebound. The Smoothie King. This game coming to you from the Smoothie King Center here in New Orleans, Louisiana. The Grizzlies up by 4 as we're approaching 4 minutes into the game. Zion coming through. He's going to get the slam dunk there. And it's back to a 2-point game as you see the AT&T connected cam. Zion, good for his dunking ability here. I see Morant coming through with it. Now we are 4 minutes into the game. KCP back over to Aldama. John Morant had 31 points and 9 assists in the game, their last game against the Nuggets. There's 4 to shoot, 3 to shoot, and there is a 3-second violation. That's going to go to the Pelicans. Ball is going to go to the Pelicans. We have one more game left to schedule block. Number 1 coming tomorrow, and I'll be making that announcement in the 4th quarter. It'll be the last team to have been shown. Messi has it. Back over to Murray. Dejounte Murray. That is no good. You see Messi, though, gets the offensive rebound in the slam dunk, and we are tied at 11. Clark will inbound it to Morant. It's a back and forth game. The Grizzlies have led by as many as 6. The Pelicans have yet to lead in this game, but they have come back to tie it up on occasions. Over to Morant. Morant with that shot. That is good. John Morant puts the Grizzlies back on top. Over 5 minutes into the first quarter. 13-11, the Grizzlies on top. Poole coming through. Poole thought about the shot for a second, but he's going to pass it over to Murphy the third. Murphy, that's Dejounte Murray. That is no good, but Messi will get the offensive rebound, and he will get the points on that scoop. And we are all tied at 13. As you see, Messi made all-rookie second team last season. And looking to do a little bit more than that. Jaren Jackson Jr. with the points, and the Grizzlies are back on top. As the Pelicans will call a timeout here. 6:06 to play in the first. The Grizzlies on top 15-13. We'll be back as you're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. All right, back here in New Orleans, we look at the league leaders for steals a game this season. You see the Pelicans at number 3 at 9.6 steals a game. We look at the real-life standings here at the time of the recording of this game. You had the Pelicans at 2-6 and the Grizzlies at 3-6. So both teams are doing better so far in the season playthrough. They see Williamson over, I believe that's Murray, and that is no good. Jackson Jr. will grab the rebound, tie Jerome into the game. Aldama still in there. Aldama with the layup, and that's good. It's a 4-point lead. 5:35 to play in the first. Messi is it? And by the way, in this season playthrough, we have Zach Edey back in the lineup for the Grizzlies, so he should be available to play at some point today. Murray coming through. Murray with the jump shot. That is no good. Aldama with the rebound. See Aldama passing over to Jerome. Back over to Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson's going to be fouled by Zion. That's a shooting foul, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to go to the line shooting 2 with under 5 to play here in the first. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like, and don't forget to comment on this video, as well as hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out, as we see Zach Edey, the aforementioned Zach Edey, as Jackson does miss the first one. Zach Edey, a former National Player of the Year at Purdue. You see Misi coming around, back over to Poole. Poole for 3. That is off the iron. But you see Misi coming around anyway, getting that offensive rebound in the slam dunk. We're interested to see his individual stats coming up a little bit later tonight, because he's been crashing the boards. Jaren Jackson Jr., though, will make the shot. Aldama has the assist on that shot. Trey Murphy give it over to Murray. Murray for 3. He drains it. Dejounte Murray with another 3 for him, and the Pelicans only down by 2. They have yet to lead in this game, but the Grizzlies have had as many as an 8-point lead, or 6-point lead, I should say. Ty Jerome over to Morant. Morant shooting that 3 off, no good, but Zach Edey gets the offensive rebound and a slam dunk. Last season, he made all-rookie first team, Zach Edey. There's a lot of pundits that talked about Zach Edey not being an NBA-type player. They thought he would have been lucky. See, Murray for 3. That is off the iron. Morant with the rebound. See, Dejounte Murray had 16 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds. Aldama for 3. That is no good. And that was in their last game against the Bulls. A win against the Bulls, too. So Murphy, give it over to Poole. Poole for 3. That is no good. Aldama will grab the rebound for the Grizzlies here. But some people have talked about how Zach Edey would have been lucky if he was even a mid-second round pick. But he ended up going in the first round to the Grizzlies. Morant coming around with the layup, and that is good. Grizzlies back on top by 6, matches their largest lead so far in this game. As we are 2:38 to play here in the first. Murray coming around, back over to Misi. Misi, there's the bucket there. It's back to a 4-point game again. Misi with 10 points, all 10 in the paint. As we have another timeout by the Grizzlies here. 2:22 to play here in the first. 24-20. Memphis on top. We're going to take a timeout. You are watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We are back here in New Orleans. 24-20. The Grizzlies on top. 2:22 to play. They have led every minute of this game. Or have not trailed at all for a single second in this game. There has been a few ties. So the Grizzlies led by as many as 6. As you see, Jalen Wells into the game now. Scottie Pippen Jr. into the game for the Grizz. The Grizzlies in the first game, you see Ty Jerome for 3. That is off. Zion Williamson will get the rebound. In the first game that we watched them in the schedule block against the Spurs, that was a back-and-forth game. They pulled away late in the game, as we're under 2 minutes to play now in the first. As we see Alvarado for 3. That is no good. Jackson will get the rebound. Jerome with it for the Grizz. See Ty Jerome thought about the shot for a second. Passes over to Scottie Pippen Jr. Pippen Jr. for 3. That is no good. I'm talking about me. I'm growing up too fast, so I'm getting old. Because I remember watching his dad play. And he has a younger brother getting ready to play at Cal Berkeley. And then you have also teammates with Stephon Marbury's son. As you see, that's a miss by Murray. Clark had the rebound there. Pippen Jr. has it. Zach Edey with it. Passing it back over to Pippen. Over to Edey, and Zach Edey with the slam dunk. And I think that was Jackson that had the rebound there. That's my fault. You see Scottie Pippen Jr. with 12 points and 6 assists in their last game against the Nuggets. Alvarado to Jones. Back over to Williamson. Under a minute to play here in the first. And there, you see there. There's Jones for three. That is off. G.G. Jackson with the rebound. Wells with it. You see that pass to Zach Edey, and Zach Edey with another slam dunk. That's 6 for him. And the Grizzlies now have their largest lead at 8 points. Shot clock is still turned on, so they do have to get a shot off. Williamson throws that away, and it's going to be Grizzlies ball. Shot clock is now officially turned off here as we got more substitutions coming out. Looks like everybody seems like they're going to be playing in this game at some point, maybe except for the inactives, but Jaren Jackson Jr. back into the game. He's had himself a very solid first quarter himself. They just hold on to it if they want to before they get the shot. There's a three by Jackson. He drains it. 3 points there. He had 26 in the game against the Nuggets. And that is off the rim, no good. And we are done with the first quarter here. The Memphis Grizzlies are leading the New Orleans Pelicans 31-20. We'll be back as you're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We welcome you back here to see Kayvon Looney into the game now for the Pelicans. Second quarter here, you see Green for three. That is off. Zach Edey will grab the rebound. He had 6 in that first quarter. 6 points in the first quarter. You see Scottie Pippen Jr. That was a three, no good. Hawkins with it. You see Jones has it. Back over to Looney, and Looney misses that. Zach Edey will grab his second rebound of this quarter. And Jalen Wells. You see back over to Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson Jr. with the layup. That misses. AC Pippen Jr., Jerome, Edey, Wells, and Jackson Jr. in the lineup. That is no good. Looney gets the offensive rebound. Passes to Jones. Jones, no good. Jackson Jr. with the rebound. The Grizzlies have the slight edge, 14-11 on the boards. Pippen Jr. gives that up, but Jaren Jackson Jr. will shoot the deep two. So Scottie Pippen Jr. will get the assist there. Alvarado with it. 9-0 run coming out of that last timeout in the first quarter for the Grizzlies. And it's their largest lead of the game. Alvarado for three. That is off. No good. Wells will get the rebound. Wells back over to Scottie Pippen Jr. Over to Zach Edey. Back to Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson Jr. There's the bucket there. It's a 15-point lead. Looking at the assists per game, they are 19th in the NBA with 23.9 for the Memphis Grizzlies. They have 12 already tonight. You see Hawkins with it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Back over to Alvarado for three. He drains it, and that puts an end to that run. It's a 12-point game. Scottie Pippen Jr. passing it over to Jaren Jackson Jr. Back over to Zach Edey. Edey, he's rejected by Looney, and Looney's going to control it. The Pelicans have it right now with 16 on the shot clock. Alvarado for three. That is no good. Wells grabbing the rebound. Jalen Wells with it here. The Grizzlies have 16 rebounds already tonight. They are 18th in the NBA, at least in this season play through. You see Scottie Pippen Jr. for three. That is off. Looney will get the rebound. Alvarado has it for the Grizzlies, trailing by 12. Hawkins with it. Passing over to Looney. Looney back to Queen. Queen for three. That is off. Looney will get the rebound. He gets the bucket there. 2 on the second chance points. Timeout, Memphis. 8:58 to play. The Grizzlies on top by 10. We're going to take a break. You are watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in New Orleans. Here we look at the point guards in the last 10 games. Ja Morant, 5th best out of the point guard position, 27.3 points a game in his last 10. See the Grizzlies up by 10. The winners of their last 4 for sure. As I said, they have not lost since we showcased them against the Spurs. You see Zach Edey. There's a nice layup there for them. It's back up to 12. Grizzlies shooting 17 of 27, and the Pelicans 11 of 31. Williamson coming through, and that is a charging foul against Zion Williamson. That's his second. And the Grizzlies will get the ball again. But you look at Edey being rejected there by Devon Looney. Jerome with it. Ty Jerome has it now. Passing it over to Ja Morant. Morant getting the screen by Edey. Morant will get the 3 up. That is off the iron. No good. Williamson with the rebound. You see Murphy with it. Murphy finding Williamson. And Williamson will get the layup. And it's back to a 10-point game for the... See Trey Murphy there had the assist there. See Edey coming around, passing it over to Jaren Jackson Jr. Back over to Ty Jerome. Over 4 minutes into the game, Jerome with the layup. That's good. It's a 12-point lead. Ty Jerome had 19 points and 3 assists in the win against the Denver Nuggets in their last game. As I said, the Grizzlies in this season played through are 9-9, and the Pelicans are 8-10. You see Poole misses that. Wells has it. Back over to Ja Morant. Ja with it. Ja for 3. That is no good. Alvarado grabbing the rebound. See over to Williamson. Williamson with the slam dunk. Zion keeps the Pelicans to within 10. I believe the lead was as many as 15 at one point for the Grizzlies. See Morant passing back over to Wells. Back to Jaren Jackson Jr. here. Jerome with it. 5 on the shot clock. Ty Jerome passes that opportunity up. Wells has to get that 3 up. He will drain it. Just in the nick of time as the shot clock was running down. It's a 13-point lead for the Grizz. Jordan Poole coming around with it, being guarded by Ja. Poole passing it over to Jones. 5 on the shot clock. Getting the screen there. Jones for 3. That is no good. Wells with the rebound. Back over to Zach Edey. Jerome for 3. He drains it. 16-point lead, largest of the game for the Grizzlies, and the Pelicans will call a timeout. 5:57 to play here. 45-29 Memphis on top. We'll take a break. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in New Orleans. A 16-point lead for the Grizzlies here. The Grizzlies have not trailed in this game. For a single second, there have been some ties for a while. Messi back into the game as you see Murray with it. As you're over halfway through the second quarter. Back over to Messi. Messi. Over to Jordan Poole. Poole's going to go through with the layup. Oh, no, that's a slam dunk right there. It's a 14-point game. See the Pelicans only shooting 39% from the field with the Grizzlies at 63%. 5.5 to play here in the second quarter. Ja Morant has it for the Grizzlies. Passing over to Aldama. There's a three-pointer there. It's a 17-point lead. Jordan Poole has it for the Pels. Poole coming through. Poole back over to Messi. Messi, that jump shot is good. That's 12 for him. All of his points have been in the paint so far. So we're under 5 to play until halftime. at the Smoothie King Center here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Morant for three. He drains it. It's now an 18-point lead. As you see, Ja Morant averaging 24 points on the road. So he's just as well at home as he is on the road. Dejounte Murray coming around. See, 8 to shoot. Pass it over to Murphy. Murphy lost it for a second, but Poole will have it. Poole will miss it, and Aldama will have it. Morant for three again. He drains it. Ja Morant back-to-back threes, and it's now a 21-point lead. They are continuing to lead. They're continuing to pour it on here, the Memphis Grizzlies. See Murray coming around. Murray with the layup, and that's good. See Morant coming around. Jumper. That is off the iron, no good. We're approaching 3.5 to play in the second. Murray has it. There's a jump shot by Dejounte Murray, no good. Jackson Jr. with the rebound. Aldama has it. Aldama coming through. Aldama with the layup, and it's good. And the Grizzlies are back up by 21 as Santi Aldama with 9 points in this game. 6 are mid-range. Dejounte Murray crossing the timeline. Over to Misi. Misi with 10 to shoot. Back over to Murray. Getting a little bit of screen. Dejounte Murray for three. That is off the iron, and Aldama will get the rebound for the... Dejounte Murray having a very poor game. 2 of 10 shooting for 5 points. As you see, Morant misses the three. 1 of 7 from three-point range for Dejounte Murray. Back over to Poole. With 2:26 to play. There's a three-point attempt. No good. Misi will get the rebound, and he'll get the second chance points there. Misi having a lot of offensive rebounds. He's the reason why he's putting up a good effort for the Pelicans right now. I see Ja Morant as we're approaching the 2 minutes to play here. Morant for three. No good. Misi with another rebound. Wouldn't be surprised if Misi's already had a double-double in this game. Dejounte Murray coming around. Murray is fouled as he's trying to shoot in the act of shooting. Ty Jerome, that's his first. Murray's going to go to the line shooting two. He is shooting two. And he'll make the first one. Substitutions being in. KCP coming back into the game for the Grizz. Scottie Pippen Jr. as well as Aldama will be switching his position. But stays out on the court here. You see Murray. He'll make the second one. 17-point lead for the Grizzlies. Are led by as many as 21. There's a three for Morant. That is no good. Misi with the rebound. Here in the second quarter here, or under a minute and a half, you see Poole coming around. Poole will get the layup, and that's good. It's a 15-point game. Ja Morant has it. Has been a total dominant effort by the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. Back over to Scottie Pippen Jr. Over to Morant. Morant for three. That is off the iron. No good. Zion with the rebounds. We are under a minute to play here. In the first, you see Ja Morant, 13 points, 6 assists so far here in this first half. Only 5 of 13 shooting. AC Poole, he'll miss that one, and Morant will grab the rebound. Morant, there's the alley-oop. 17-point lead here. Under 40 seconds to play until halftime. Back over to Murphy. Trey Murphy back to Misi. Over to Murray. Murray with 9 to shoot. Back to Misi, and Misi. Another inside shot there. He has 16. All of them have been in the paint. It's a 15-point lead for the Grizzlies here. They do have to get a shot off as the shot clock is on. But they can hold on to it as close as they can. Try to make sure that New Orleans doesn't have a chance to get it. You see Aldama for three. That is off the iron, no good, and that will do it for the first half. The Grizzlies led by as many as 21 in a dominant effort. However, they still lead by 15 as we head to halftime here. We're going to take it off for the halftime report. I am V-Dub Productions. You are watching NBA 2K on V-Dub Productions. We are back here in New Orleans. We look at Yves Missi. And let me say, he's had himself a hell of a first half here. He had 16 points, all of them in the paint. However, his team continues to trail by 15. They trail by as many as 21 here. As you see, the Pelicans will inbound it as Poole takes the inbound from Murphy. Murray, Poole, Missi, Murphy the third, and Williamson, the starting five for the Pelicans, will be out to start the third quarter. Jonte Murray for the jump shot. That is good. Pelicans now shooting 20 of 47. Grizz 23 of 43, 25 of 43. 13-point game lead for the Memphis Grizzlies here. KCP with it. 7 to shoot. Passing over to Clark, back over to Caldwell Pope. 4 to shoot. There's Jackson Jr. for 3. That is no good. Poole will get the rebound. Williamson loses it. KCP will get the steal. KCP with it. Back over to Jaren Jackson Jr. and he gets the bucket. KCP gets the assist there as we're over a minute into the game. 15-point lead for the Grizz. As I said, they led by as many as 21. Jordan Poole with it. Under 8 to shoot now on the shot clock. Passing it back over to Murphy. Murphy for 3. That is off. No good. Jaren Jackson Jr. with the rebound. Over to Aldama. Aldama has it. They're just going to continue to take it over here. Morant with it. Ja Morant passing it over to Jackson Jr. for 3. That is off. No good. Murphy grabbing the rebound. Back over to Poole. Over to Murray, I should say. Jonte Murray. 10-10 to play in the third. Over to Murphy for 3. He drains it. Trey Murphy the third. That's a 12-point lead. Or a 12-point deficit now, I should say, as the Grizzlies are on top. Aldama with it. Back over to Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. for 3. That is off. No good. Jonte Murray will get the rebound. I said this is the first game as there is a reaching foul called against Brandon Clark. As we are 2.5 minutes into the third quarter. 60 to 48, the Grizzlies on top, and we will have our first timeout by the Pelicans. They'll think about how to inbound this. We'll take a timeout as well. You are watching NBA 2K on V-Dub Productions. We are back here as the Pelicans just called a timeout on an attempt to inbound it here. We are 2.5 into the third quarter, 60-48, the Grizzlies on top. Led by as many as 21, the Grizzlies had a 15-point lead at halftime here. It's a 12-point game now. See Jordan Poole with it, under 5. Poole with the jump shot, that is no good. Clark will get the rebound. Back over to KCP. Over to Ja Morant. Morant with it. Coming around. Ja Morant. Pass it back to Jaren Jackson Jr. for 3. That is off as Messi will get the rebound. I think he's unofficially at a double-double now. Back over to Murray. 15 seconds here on the shot clock. Now we are under 10 on the shot clock. Murray with it. Coming around. Murray pass it over to Messi. And Messi with the slam dunk. It's a 10-point game now. DeJounte Murray will have the assist there. As we're about 3.5 minutes into the third quarter. It's now 60-50. Memphis on top. There's a Jaren Jackson Jr. Jackson. Nice layup there. And it's a 12-point lead again here as Jaren Jackson Jr. with 18 points. Murray coming around. Murray, that's a layup, and that's going to be good, and it's going to be an and one opportunity for the Pelicans. Morant not happy that he's called for his first foul of the game. That is the second team foul called against the Grizzlies. And DeJounte Murray has a chance. He's at 11 points in this game. He has a chance to bring this back to single digits. Murray will miss that free throw, and Clark will grab the rebound for the Grizzlies. Their lead is still double digits as of right now, as Santi Aldamo has it over to Ja Morant. Morant thought about the shot. He will get the shot up. That is good. Ja Morant, 15 points in 23 minutes of play. And the Grizzlies are back on top by 12. DeJounte Murray had an opportunity to bring this deficit back to single digits, but he did miss that free throw in his last attempt. Murray over to Messi. Messi coming around. He has to get that shot up, but he makes it. It's still back to 10 points again. Clark coming through. Clark back over to Ja. Ja Morant, and there's a Ja jam. As we're over 5 minutes into the third quarter, 12-point lead for the Grizz. Jordan Poole back over to Messi. Back to Zion Williamson here. Over to Murphy. Murphy to Poole. Poole for 3. That is off the iron, and Jaren Jackson Jr. will get the rebound for the Memphis Grizzlies here. As you see KCP with it. Back to Aldana, passes back over to KCP, but Ja Morant, though, he has 20 points in this game. He has 7 in this quarter, and the lead is back to 15. That's how the second half started. It seems like when New Orleans makes a run, Memphis knows how to pull their lead back there. You see Messi gets an offensive rebound and the slam dunk. I believe he's over 20 points in this game now. Ja Morant coming through. Morant, there's a layup, and that is good. It's back to a 15-point lead again. 5:44 to play in the third. DeJounte Murray coming around. So we're 5.5 to play, third quarter. Almost stepped, and he does step out of bounds, and that ball is going to go to Memphis. Look at Memphis's upcoming schedule. 3 games on the road, at the Clippers, at the Kings, at the Spurs, and then they return home against the Clippers. So they got a 3-game road trip coming up. 2 of them in the state of California, 1 of them in Texas before they return home. See Ty Jerome back into the game. Ja Morant coming through. Morant with 10 on the shot clock. Morant, and that's good. It's a 17-point lead, their largest of the second half. Largest lead in total. As you see, Messi coming around. He will get that bucket there. It's back to a 15-point game again. See Ja Morant having it. He's having himself a game. Morant for three. That is off the iron, no good. Jones will get the rebound. Trey Murphy the third with it. Back over to Messi. Messi over to Murray. Murray coming around. Passing it over to Jones. Back to Murphy. Murphy for three. That is off. But Murray will get the rebound. Pull for three. That is no good. Messi will get the rebound. Passing it over to DeJounte Murray. Back to Trey Murphy the third. 8 on the shot clock. There's 6 on the shot clock. Jordan pull for three. That is no good. And Aldama will get the rebound for the Grizzlies. Ty Jerome now has it back over to Aldama. Jaren Jackson Jr. coming around. Jackson Jr. who will miss it as Messi will grab the rebound. I think it's possible we could see a 2020 game out of Yves Messi. Murray for three. He drains it. It's a 12-point game again. Approaching 3:33 to play here in the third quarter. 73-61, the Memphis Grizzlies on top. They have led with the exception of a few ties. As you see, Aldama with the three puts their lead back up to 15. With the exception of a couple ties early on, they have led wire to wire basically. Not trailed at all in this game. Murray, there's a bucket there. DeJounte Murray, 16 points. He has 6 in mid-range. Ja Morant. Hayes coming through with the layup, and that is good. It's back to a 15-point lead again. Grizzlies shooting 59% to the Pelicans, 45%. 2:45 to play in the third. Murray coming around from Murphy. Murphy back to Messi. Jordan Poole has it. Back over to Murphy. Or Murray, I should say. As Jaren Jackson Jr. will grab the rebound. Ja Morant with it. Morant coming through back over to Ty Jerome. 2:20 to play. Jerome. Bucket. 17 points. Again, that ties the largest lead of the second half. As a game high they had was 21 points in the first half. Is it right there? Almost lost it for a second. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Murray coming around. Murray with the shot. That is no good. Jaren Jackson Jr. with the rebound. Aldama now has it on the other end of the court. Back over to Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome. Up by 17. You see Ja Morant. Almost a minute and a half to play here. Morant. That is good. 19-point lead. Ja Morant with 28 points. He has 12 in this third quarter, I should say. And the the Pelicans thought they had a little momentum here. You see Murray with the bucket. Cut the lead to within 10 in the second half. But have not been closer since then, as we do have a timeout by Memphis, up by 17. 1:06 to play here in the third. 82-65. We're going to take a timeout. You are watching NBA 2K on VDub Productions. And we are back here in downtown New Orleans here. You see the Pelicans up by 17. We have some substitutions being made here. 1:06 left to play in the third. Zach Edey back into the game. This is the first time we've seen him in this second half. Gigi Jackson now into the game. See Zach Edey passing back over to Morant. Morant for three. That is off the iron. No good. Alvarado will get the rebound. And you see Hawkins coming around. Hawkins with the layup. That is good. It's back to a 15-point game again. That is how the second half started. Grizzlies, largest lead of the second half is 19, but the largest lead of the game has been 21. That was in the first half. You see Jalen Wells passing back over to Morant. Morant coming around. Has to get the shot up. Wells with it. 2 to shoot. 1 to shoot. He'll get that shot up. That is no good. Kayvon Looney with the rebound. Kayvon Looney had a block earlier against Zach Edey. See Jones with it. They do have to get a shot off before the end of the quarter. Jones with a deep two. He drains it. It's a 13-point game. Morant with it. Ja Morant, 5 to shoot. Morant coming around with a jumper. That is no good. He'll get the offensive rebound, but that will do it. At the end of 3, the Grizzlies leading it by 13. They are up 82-69. We'll be back as you are watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. As we are back here in New Orleans, we look at the State Farm assist of the game. There's Ja Morant, that alley-oop. I believe that was to Jaren Jackson Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. back into the game. This is the first time we've seen him in the second half here. Pippen Jr. with it. And you see there's a slam dunk right there. And it's a 15-point game again. Pippen Jr., Jerome, Edey, Wells, and Jackson Jr. There's a 3. That is off as Ty Jerome will grab the rebound here. So Scottie Pippen Jr. coming around with that nice layup. It's a 17-point lead. Ty Jerome with the assist there. Hawkins back over to Williamson. Zion with it. We haven't called his name that much. See Looney there with a dunk. Kayvon Looney with it. Or Kevin Looney, I should say. Pippen Jr. with it. He passes to Zach Edey, and Zach Edey with the slam dunk. Oh man, 17-point lead. Do we see any of the starter? Do we see this bench staying out there the rest of the game for the Grizz? See Looney with it. There's a 3 by Alvarado. That is no good. Edey with the rebound. I believe this might be Zach Edey's first game back. Pippen Jr. for 3. That is off the iron. No good. Williamson will grab the rebound. As you see Williamson with it. There's Williamson with the layup, and that's good. 15-point game again. Pippen Jr. with it. See Scottie Pippen coming around. Passing it over. There's a 3. That is no good. Williamson with the rebound. Alvarado now has it. Back over to Jones. Jones for 3. That is no good. Zach Edey grabbing the rebound. I'll let you guys know tomorrow's game is coming up pretty soon. Jaren Jackson Jr. There's points there. It's back to a 17-point lead as you see Ja Morant looking to get back into this game. We'll be announcing tomorrow's game, or that will be Monday, November 10th at the time the game gets released here. As you see Williamson with it. It will be a Black Friday game on the calendar here as we do have a timeout by the Grizzlies. They are up by 15 with 8:58 to play in the game. But as I said, we're going to keep it here for this timeout. A couple of reasons. One, to remind you that when this game comes to an end, we are not done yet as we have statistics, the post-game ticker, which will be a very short one as it's only one day. And then we'll go through injuries and any news and notes. And a reminder that tomorrow's game, or if you're watching this at a different day, it will be November 10th, 2025 when this game will come out. The calendar will flip to November 28th, 2025 in this season playthrough as we have our final game of schedule block number 1 as we head to the world-famous arena, Madison Square Garden, where the New York Knicks will host the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks are the last 30th and final team to be featured in this season playthrough, this concluding the first schedule block for my 2025-2026 season playthrough. That will be actually a Black Friday game on the actual calendar, by the way. This particular game will take place on November 26, 2025, which will be my birthday, actually, the eve of Thanksgiving. And the reason why I said it's going to be a short post-game ticker is the only games that will be on the ticker will be for November 26th, as there's no game scheduled for November 27th, which is actually Thanksgiving Day in the United States. 8:58 to play here. 15-point lead for the Pelicans. Morant for three. He drains it. It's an 18-point lead. Ja Morant's over 30 points in this game now. That might be 31 for him unofficially. Jones has it. Get it over. Jones for three. That is off, and Zach Edey will grab the rebound. Ja Morant with it. Pass it over to Pippen Jr., and Morant's going to assist on a Scottie Pippen Jr. bucket. And the Grizzlies are back on top by 20. They led by as many as 21 in the first half. Alvarado. There's a shot for three. That is off. No good. Morant with the rebound. Back over to Jackson. Jaren Jackson Jr. puts the Grizzlies on top by 22. He has 24 in this game. And the Grizzlies now are enjoying their largest lead of this ball game. 7:50 to play in this game. Zion coming. You see Zion will get the shot up. That is no good. Jaren Jackson Jr. with the rebound as Ja Morant with it. Morant coming around. Ja Morant just holding on to it right now. He'll get the bucket up. That is good. Ja Morant now officially, I can say he's at 33 points on 14 of 25 shooting. Morant is definitely having himself a game right now. And there's three right there. It's back to a 21-point game again. And then there for Morant. Morant for the jump shot. That is no good. Messi will grab the rebound. Messi's had himself a good game and an effort. You see Hawkins coming around, no good. Morant will grab the rebound there. Messi's had a good game. You see Jaren Jackson Jr. will miss that one. But Messi, as I mentioned, has a good game for the Pelicans. He's definitely had a double-double. He's been crashing the rebounds. And see Williamson with it, coming around. Back over. Three to shoot. Back over to Messi, and Messi with the slam dunk. Yves Messi. You see Zion, though, has the assist there. Approaching the halfway point of the fourth quarter. It's a 19-point lead for the Memphis Grizzlies. They did not trail a single second. Morant, there's a jumper. That is good. He reached the century mark. Ja Morant, 35 of those points. Zach Edey has an assist. See the Pelicans coming around. Back over to Jones. Here in the fourth quarter here. Alvarado. Back over to Williamson. Williamson. Two to shoot. As you see, Williamson will miss that one. Jackson Jr. grabbing the rebound. Back over to Pippen Jr. Pippen Jr. back to Morant. Ja Morant coming around, 10 to shoot. Morant passes it over. There's a shot. Look at that. Ty Jerome just turned around like he knew that was coming in. The confidence when you're up by 21 and you take a three-pointer to go up by 24. I believe that is their tied for the largest lead of the game. See Williamson for three. That is off the iron, no good. Jaren Jackson Jr. with the rebound. Ja Morant with it. Passing over to Zach Edey. Edey with a jumper. That is no good. Williamson with the rebound. Alvarado passing over to Messi. Messi. That is no good. Edey will get the rebound for the Grizzlies. You see Ty Jerome with it. Back over to Pippen Jr. Scottie Pippen Jr. to John Morant. Morant from the free throw line. That is no good. Williamson grabbing the rebound. Under 4 to play in this game. Jones for 3. He drains it. Jones will pass it. You see, look at that nice pass. Jaren Jackson Jr. getting that nice pass from half court, from across the court. 23-point game again. Williamson coming around. Pass it over. There's a shot. That is no good. Jackson with the rebound. Jaren Jackson Jr., I should say. John Morant with it. Back over to Ty Jerome. Jerome for 3. That is good. 26-point lead. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth. Zion Williamson has it. With this team trailing by 23. Messi, though. Look at that. As you looking at those shooting field goals here. 48-81 for the Grizzlies. And I believe that might be 30 of 85 for the Pelicans. Morant, there's a slam dunk there with that jaw jam. The AT&T connected cam there. Puts the Grizzlies back up by 26. Zion with it. Over to Alvarado, and Alvarado will get the layup, and that's good. They might try to put this team up by... They might want to try to get the century mark, I think, for the Pelicans here, but there's 2 minutes left in the game. Ty Jerome back to Zach Edey. And you see Morant coming around. That is no good, but Zach Edey, though, with the bucket. I believe Zach Edey's in double digits now. Williamson for 3. That is no good. Edey will get the rebound. Scottie Pippen Jr. grabbing it. John Morant holding on to it right now. 13 on the shot clock. His team up by 26. Scottie Pippen Jr. with it. They do have to get the shot up. He'll get the 3. He'll put the 3 up. That is no good. Messi with the rebound. Interested to see Messi's final stat line there. So you see Hawkins with the 3. I think they're just gonna know that some people are gonna get off the bench. You're just gonna empty the bench, it looks like. You see Morant over to Jackson Jr. for 3. That is good.
3 points.
As you know, it is very empty right now, or very quiet right now. You don't see the crowd leaving. You see Messi there with another offensive rebound and another bucket. Yves Messi. Definitely the bright spot for the Pelicans in this game. I won't be surprised if he has a 2020 game. There's Alvarado there. Hawkins has it. Back over to Alvarado for 3. That is no good. Zach Edey will grab the rebound. Shot clock turned off. They don't have to have another shot. As you see, the final seconds of the game. And it was a dominant effort from start to finish for the Memphis Grizzlies. They go to 10-9 on the season. The Pelicans will fall to 8-11. The final score, the Memphis Grizzlies 116, the New Orleans Pelicans 92. But don't go away. We are not done yet. Statistics for this game. We see Yves Messi, 30 points, 16 rebounds, and 2 assists in a losing effort, 15-18. He almost had a 30-20 game, so I don't know. I haven't watched too much Pelicans basketball, but any Pelicans fans that watch it, let me know how good this guy really is. I need to really see a Pelicans game. I mean, I know he made the first all-rookie team last year, so I knew that he was pretty solid at Baylor, but I just haven't seen him too much in the NBA yet. DeJounte Murray, 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists. Zion Williamson, 10, 8, and 3. Jordan Poole, 9 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Jordan Hawkins had 8 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. Herbert Jones, 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Jose Alvarado, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kevin Looney, I said Kayvon, but I think it was Kevin Looney. 4 points, 5 rebounds, and a block. He had that block on Zach Edey. Trey Murphy III, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 points, and 2 assists. Derek Queen had 1 rebound in the game. We all know Derek Queen. He did travel in that game against Colorado State last year. Sorry, Maryland fans. We see Jeremiah Fears, Sadiq Bey, Carlo Makovich, and Micah Peavy. Jaden Springer did not play for the Pelicans. And now, we look at the Grizzlies. We see John Morant, 37 points, 4 rebounds, 12 assists. That's why he was named player of the game for the Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr., 29 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. Ty Jerome, 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 7 assists. Santi Aldama, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Zach Edey, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Brandon Clark had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Scottie Pippen Jr. off the bench, also 4 points and 4 assists. Jalen Wells, 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. KCP, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. We got Gigi Jackson, only had 3 rebounds in his 4 minutes of play. Then we got Jock Landale, who actually did play in the game against the Spurs, but he didn't play in this one. Neither did John Conchar, Vince Williams Jr., Olivier Maxence Prosper, or Cedric Coward. Neither of them played for the Grizzlies in this game. And that is your statistics for this game. It is now time for, albeit brief, but post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off in Beantown, where the Celtics win 121-106 over the Detroit Pistons. The Knicks, and a team that we're going to watch in the next game tomorrow, or November 10th is when the game is going to be released, but I say tomorrow at the time of the recording of the game. 141-97 winners over the Charlotte Hornets. The Bucks, the Knicks opponents in the next game that we're going to watch, 113-98 winners over the Miami Heat. The Heat are now 2-12 in their last 14 games. The Heat started off the season 5-0, by the way. Let's look at the Timberwolves and the Thunder in OKC. The Timberwolves at 17-1 comes back from behind, actually, and narrowly escapes the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning 119-116, thus distancing themselves a little bit. I believe it's now a game and a half as the best team in the NBA right now. The Pacers go to 500 with a 115-90 win over the Toronto Raptors. Game that we just watched, the Grizzlies 116-92 winners over the Pelicans. In San Francisco, the Houston Rockets had to stave off a furious Warriors comeback in that fourth quarter, but they escape and pull off the upset over the Golden State Warriors, 124-122. The Spurs defeat the Portland Trailblazers 108-102. They had to come back from behind in the fourth quarter in that game. And the final game before Thanksgiving in this universe, the Phoenix Suns 125-117 winners over the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are now 4-15 on the season, with the Suns being 11-8. And that is your post-game ticker. If your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. Now we look at the injury report after the games played on November 26th. Let's see, for the 76ers, VJ Edgecombe is day-to-day still. He's still out. Nothing for the Bucks or the Bulls. Cavaliers, Struss is still out for 1 to 2 weeks. Same with Larry Nance Jr. Tatum still out 4 to 6 months with a sore left wrist. For the Clippers, Chris Paul still has another 2 to 4 weeks before he's back. Grizzlies, nothing to report. The Hawks, Zachary Rishaze, he is still out 2 to 4 weeks with an injury. Terry Rozier, as we know, he is suspended for indefinitely. And Tyler Hero, he is now under recovering, but he is now day-to-day. We could see him in the lineup by the time we get to the Heat in the second schedule block. No injuries for the Hornets or the Jazz. The Kings, Sabonis is back in the lineup, but now Drew Eubanks is out with 1 to 2 weeks with a twisted right knee. For the Knicks, Gershon Yabusele, he is out 6 to 8 weeks with a pulled left calf muscle. So that is the injury report there for the Knicks. Lakers, nothing. Magic, we still got Wendell Carter Jr. and Tyus Jones still out. Derek Lively and Kyrie Irving still out, but look at that. Kyrie Irving with that left ACL injury stemming from last season. He could probably be back before Christmas in this universe. Who knows? We see Porter and Mann still out. Bruce Brown is the only one now as Christian Braun is back into the lineup for the Nuggets. As Bruce Brown is the only player still out for the Nuggets. He's still out another 1 to 2 weeks. Halliburton, we know, is out. Pelicans, no injuries. And Jaden Ivey still out 2 to 4 months. Nothing for the Rockets. Van Vliet still out for the season, as well as Alperen Sengun, another 1 to 2 weeks for him. Spurs and Suns have nothing to report. Oklahoma City, we still got Isaiah Hartenstein out 8 to 10 weeks. Nothing for the Timberwolves. We already know about the Blazers with Lillard, Sharp, and Kamara out for a while. Warriors, nothing to report. And CJ McCollum is back in the lineup for the Wizards. And Carlton Carrington is now recovering with that left shoulder tendonitis. He's day-to-day. Whitmore still out another 8 to 10 weeks for the Wizards. And that is your injury report for the games played after November 26, 2025. And a reminder before we sign off that we will be at Madison Square Garden tomorrow, or for those that watch us at a later date, the uploaded date was Monday, November 10, 2025. We'll be at Madison Square Garden, where the calendar for this day will be November 28th, 2025. That will be Black Friday in the United States. We see the New York Knicks at 14-3. They'll be the last team to be featured. 30th and final team to be shown in schedule block number 1. That means we end schedule block number 1. We'll start schedule block number 2 tomorrow, or Tuesday, November 11th in the universe if you guys are watching this at a later date. They will host the Milwaukee Bucks, who are 10-9 on the season. And that is going to do it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notifications for my NBA 2K content, as well as my College Football 26 content. And that is going to do it. To remind you guys, the final score in a very dominant effort, the Memphis Grizzlies walk all over the New Orleans Pelicans, 116-92. I am Vinny from VW Productions, and I am signing off.